Hey everyone, it's me, Dre. I just wanted to post this video as a response to Moonport1 because he had some strong opinions about what happened in Hawthorne, California with Leon Rosby, the police department, and his now deceased Rottweiler Max. Now, I watched your videos, Moonport, and of course you already understand that I totally disagree with you. Now I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and I'm going to just point out a few things because I'm not sure where the fuck you were getting your opinion from, but it sounds like it's just a narrow opinion. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now the video is starting. You hear the music. Now you assert that the music playing in the background when Mr. Rosby pulled up was rap music. Now if you listen carefully, I don't know who the artist is, it almost sounds like Usher, but this is clearly R&B. I hope that you can understand the difference between R&B and cop killer music. On this song it sounds like he's trying to get panties, not trying to get a gun and blast a cop's ass. Also, let me backtrack a little bit. In the video you can see that the cops are entering the home. At this point with this video, the imminent danger has already passed. These cops are moving around not with so much of a sense of priority. They're not scrambling in between vehicles, they're not ducking for cover or anything. They have already apprehended the suspects. So how is it a delicate and dangerous situation? Yes, I understand that they still have to clear the home just in case there's somebody else, but if these cops were really concerned about their welfare or the public's welfare, then they would have been more alert. There's no sense of alert right here. You see the cops gradually walking around. There's Mr. Rosby, there's his vehicle. You have someone right there who looks like they're probably about the same distance than Mr. Rosby. There's the cops. Now, they briefly looked at him. They're walking away. Now, right here, let's go ahead and point this out. Right there, why the fuck didn't the cop say anything? If the music was so loud and he was supposedly obstructing justice, why the fuck didn't the cops come and approach him right here? Were they afraid of the dog? I doubt that. He was sitting there videotaping. He didn't move any further. He's a good, I would imagine here, about a good 15 feet away from the cops, and they got their back turned towards him and they're walking away. The suspects that you can see are right around here, and then there's one right here. I would imagine the distance from this woman to these people and Rosby and those two people that were apprehended is about the same distance. So wouldn't she have been closer, or as at the same distance, and also have breached the perimeter? Wouldn't she be obstructing justice? Why didn't the cop say anything to her? So he's going about doing his own thing, and of course she had people right there. They're not really as close, so that's not the question. Now she is starting to back away a little bit right there. Once again, no cops. If there was such a concern with the music, still no one has come up to Rosby to point out the fact that his music is too loud. Now he's walking behind the cars. Now Rosby, he looks like he's rather short. I'm guessing he's probably 5'9" or 5'10". The distance between him and the car, that's probably about 8 feet. How is that a breach of perimeter? Did he really do something so wrong that he compromised the safety of any one of those bystanders? That is my question to you, and you have not been able to substantiate that. You have not been able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he violated or at least put anyone in harm's way. The cops are now looking at him simply because he's recording. And right there, you got people right there that are closer. They are in eye shot of the cops. So all of a sudden, there is a problem. But there's people right there. Wouldn't they be closer to harm's way? Wouldn't they be violating any laws? Shouldn't they be talked to? Why aren't they talking to these people standing off to the side here, but they're too busy keyed in on Rosby? Right here, Rosby, he's taking his dog to the car. He kind of senses that something's going on. Civil rights violation, he claims that. What is so harmful about that? That is such an offense that he has to get arrested. He's putting his dog away. The windows are down, so yes, that is his fault. But if he had gotten into the driver's seat to turn the key to put the windows up, they would think that he was taking flight. A couple of steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cop took 5 steps to reach Rosby so that he can grab his arms. Other cop grabs him. Right there, he's putting the cuffs on. The dog is now barking because he sees his owner getting manhandled. Okay, a dog is protective in nature of its owner. What is so wrong with that? In comes the third cop off to the side there. The cop off to the side. He's going to open the door so that they can put Rosby in the vehicle. The dog is now antsy. He's trying to get the hell out of the car. And all of a sudden, there goes the cop. Now, the cop drawing his gun right there, he has a right. I don't have a problem with that. He's going to reach for the dog's leash. Stupid fucking mistake. Once again, who in the fuck is going to reach at an angry Rottweiler? That dog looks to be about 120 pounds. I don't know about you. I don't know if this cop thought that maybe if he gets his arm bitten off that another one's going to grow back. But I think that was careless of the cops. If you don't believe that, let's go ahead and take a look at that shit again. It happened at about 3:15. There goes the dog. He goes to reach for the cop. He goes reaching for the leash. Right there. The dog is sniffing the ground. Mr. Rosby is looking at the cop saying, please don't shoot my dog. I can understand his concern. I do see why the cop is trying to reach. Well, I don't see why the cop is reaching forward. The other two cops, they basically cleared, but they're trying to keep Mr. Rosby at bay since they have already detained him. This right here is the first mistake. It's an angry dog, a big ass dog. Who in the fuck is going to go reach at an angry dog knowing that they are going to get chomped on? Okay, the dog snaps, it backs up, the dog clears, he still got his gun trained on the dog. The dog is walking away. This is a very obedient dog because if he really wanted to kick someone's ass, he would have been up in their shit. But it's a very obedient dog. He is basically a tad bit sedate. The fucking cop goes reaching for the leash. Again, you see him step towards the dog, and because the dog considers that an act of aggression, the dog now is going to try to lunge and take a bite of the arm. He goes to jump forward, and that's when the cop discharges. Right there. How the fuck is that Mr. Rosby's fault? The dog was calm. The cop reached forward to grab at the leash. Who in the fuck does that? This dumb motherfucker did it not once, but twice. Now, I'm not saying that the cop doesn't have a right to protect himself because his health was in jeopardy and he was also thinking about the safety of his fellow officer. I take no issue with what the officer did because he was protecting himself. Could he have had some pepper spray or something like that? Obviously, that wasn't what he reached for. I'm not concerned that he fired on the dog. He had every right to keep himself safe. So that's not the issue. But you claiming that Mr. Rosby was at fault for the dog getting shot, there's culpability on both sides. The windows could have been put up. But at the same time, the cop reaching for the leash of an angry animal is about as dumb as you can fucking get. You might as well throw some blood in a pool with a whole bunch of sharks in it and jump the fuck in. See if you get out safely. That shit's not gonna happen. And unfortunately, we see the demise of the poor dog. This shit did not have to happen. All the cop had to do was use better discretion and back the fuck away from the dog. So I'm trying to understand, Moonport1, how did some of the information and some of the bullshit that you were spewing about Mr. Rosby being at fault, Mr. Rosby going out and seeking trouble. No one goes out with the intent of trying to get the dog killed. Obviously, if Mr. Rosby had a few run-ins with law enforcement, he just wanted to make sure that the same situation that happened in Rodney King doesn't happen to the detainees. He was simply asking, where are the black cops? What about civil rights? Things of that nature. There is a difference between saying something to where the word president and kill are in the same sentence. That shit can get you arrested. That shit can get you put in jail. When the fuck was the last time asking about civil rights ever got anyone in jail, except for in some third world country where they're fighting for their freedom? I would like for you to take a look at this video, and I've tried to look at things objectively from your point of view, but it just doesn't make sense. You haven't proven anything to me, Mr. Moonport1, simply because you don't have any proof that things were said to Mr. Rosby before he got out of the vehicle. I want you to show me a video where the cops approached him beforehand and asked him to turn down his music. I didn't see that, and I know there's a clip where there was some where he had pulled up, but I didn't see anything to where the cops asked him to go away or put his music down. And one last thing, the firearms on the cops' shoulders, they're not M16s. They're submachine guns. They're UMP-45s. They're for close quarter combat. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck you're listening at or watching or listening to, but this is what I saw in the video. I broke it down from my perspective for you. I would like for you to do the same for me if you can. Also, you can't expect anyone to take you seriously when you make an addendum video like you did, telling Mr. Rosby to fuck off, go to hell, then wishing everyone a good day and God bless, and then washing it down with another fuck off. That's kind of contradictory, and that's the one thing that I try to point out with some of the comments between you and I on one of my videos. But once again, I definitely challenge you to show me a video where there was any violation of what Mr. Rosby did, and I pointed out where other people were in the scene that were in closer proximity to the detainees, and the cops didn't say shit to them. For me, this isn't a claim about black or white. I don't throw race into it, but I do call bullshit when I see it. And this is straight up bullshit that the cops went after him simply because he was asking about civil rights, and the cops wanted to flex their badge simply because they were being recorded. If you have any questions, you can certainly leave a comment. Peace.